Hi, everybody. Well, nobody's here yet. I was just down here getting some packages ready to mail and thought I'd pop on and see if anybody wanted to talk. My son has already gone to bed, so it's just, well, Goober's back there. You just can't see him. Thought I'd just pop on here, see if anybody wanted to talk. I should probably be upstairs crocheting. I've got lots to do before New Year's Eve, Christmas Eve. I've got a hat to finish. I know I at least have a hat to finish. So, what's everybody up to? Somebody's in here. I'm kind of disgusted with the United States Postal Service. I was supposed to get a package really on Friday, and here it is Tuesday, and I had notification that there's been an exception. And what did it say? Unknown. Yeah, see, it's been in Kansas City since the 14th. That was Friday, right? Moving through network in transit to next facility, arriving late. That's what I just received as an update. And Joyce and I ordered the exact same thing, the exact same day, and she got hers yesterday. And she's in California. I'm a lot closer to Colorado than she is. Speak of the devil. Hi, Joyce. I know you can't stay. You're probably getting ready to go to bed. Although, well, it's only 8 o'clock there. I'm glad you popped in to say hi. I was just mentioning I haven't received my chicken lady yarn yet. You got to go walk the dog, yeah. I considered doing that today with Bean. I did consider it, but I didn't do it. Do you walk them both at the same time? I don't think you do you? And, your dogs are big dogs too. Well, Duke's big. I don't know how much Blue weighs, but he probably weighs about what Bean weighs. And he's probably just as high energy as Bean is. And you're a lot littler than I am. Okay. That's fair. See, that's what Sam and I did that one time. I think he had Bean and I had Goober, because I know that Goober is better about listening to me than Bean is. Although Goober did pull me. So that's good that you walk them at the same time. How long are your walks usually? Do you go around the block? Or do you head somewhere and then come back? It says there's 2 people in here. Duke's 83, yeah. Goober's 80, Blue's 40. Bean's just over 50. So Bean's a little heavier. He's finally put on some muscle weight. Took him a while, but he did. Yeah, Duke doesn't look that big. 30 minutes minimum. Duke looks really lean. So he must be tall. Because he looks very lean to be that heavy. I can hear Mo in the next room moving around. Well, I got 3 packages labeled and ready to go out in the mail tomorrow. I can't say. Well, one is going to my friend Jody. She used to live in California, by the way. She now lives near Branson, Missouri. She left California about 4 years ago, and so she's been in the Midwest now for that long. He's so tall. Daniel's 6'4", doesn't have to bend down. Oh my gosh, he is tall then. I figured he had to be tall because he's very lean. What was I saying? Oh yeah. Okay, so I've got a got a shawlette / scarf that I promised my friend Jody. Her birthday was in May, and I was going to send it to her for her birthday. I never got around to doing it. So now she'll have it for Christmas. And then my sister that lives in Illinois. Oh, hi, Donna, North Texas. First time I've caught you live. Well, thank you. Thanks for coming in again, Joyce. Good to see you. Happy crocheting. Happy dog walking. But my sister in Illinois, she wanted me to make some slippers for her to gift to a couple of her friends, and then one pair is for her, and then she wanted another pair. Well, it was my suggestion for her son. So I'm sending her 4 pair of slippers. And I probably should have gotten them to her before now. She's probably chomping at the bit to get them. But those will be going tomorrow, and she's just in Illinois, so hopefully she'll have them. Hopefully she'll have them before next Tuesday. I hope. I'll feel really bad if she doesn't get them in time. And then the third thing is a Christmas gift for a friend that I will not mention at this time, because she's probably going to be watching later, if not now. So, Donna, tell me a little bit about yourself. What do you like to crochet, assuming that you're a crocheter? I made this, by the way. It's a big shawl. It's huge. I am too an avid crocheter. I want to make this again, but with a thinner yarn. I want to make it with a 2-weight. This was with a 3-weight. It's very warm and cozy. I still need to block it because the shape is kind of misshapen, especially on the edges. It's a little misshapen, but it's so cozy and warm. It's chilly tonight. I've got long sleeves on. I was still cold. What kind of things do you enjoy making? Mostly for charity, since my family is all yarned up. The shawl is gorgeous. Thank you. I love it. It's an Expression Fiber Arts pattern. Well, it's on her website. It's not her pattern, but it was fairly simple. I don't like how the ends turned out. This was the ending end. This was the beginning. So as you can see, they're not the same. But, I can just say that I was running out of yarn, so I changed. You know, it's okay. It's for me. This this would probably, I don't know, what would this cost? Let's see. I've got 1, 2, 3 different colors, and I had two hanks of each. Or did I use 1 hank of each? I know I used 2 hanks of this. It would be expensive if I were to sell it. And I'd like to get into the charity thing, and I thought about doing that, going and getting a bunch of Dollar Tree yarn and making a bunch of hats. And I probably will do that after the first of the year. I used more of the fancy fibers when we lived in the frigid north, but since moving here and crocheting mostly for charity, easy care yarn is my go-to. I can understand that. I do understand that. Yeah, especially when your family's like, no more, no more. But, there's always different kinds of things you can make, for your family that they don't have. Like, depending on where they live, you could do fingerless gloves out of fancy fiber. You can make nice cowls out of fancy fiber. Um, you know, lightweight accessories. Serial killer. Do you have any more profound thoughts? I just watched your video about it. I don't really like that username. I don't know what you're talking about. I do love the coziness of soft wool. Hubby loves his hats. Good. Yeah, this is all merino, 100% merino, superwash merino. And most of it is this Anzula. I keep forgetting it's backwards. Anzula Luxury Fibers. This is so soft. This, on the other hand, is Madeline Tosh. It's heavier and it's stiffer than the Anzula, even though they are both 3-weight. Yeah, they're both 3-weight. The Madeline Tosh is definitely stiffer and heavier. I don't know if that'll change once I wash it. Make the bowl of Cheerios. Sorry, it's supposed to be a joke because I really like to eat cereal. That's why Oh, I can't really see your profile picture. So hopefully when I wash it, this part will be softer. But this Anzula, oh my gosh. And my local yarn store has more of this Anzula in the sport weight. I want to go get some more this week. And I'm trying to talk myself out of it. Yeah, Goober's behind me sleeping. I'm in the basement. And Bean sleeps with my son, and he's already gone to bed. He's got to work in the morning. So, yeah, it's nice and quiet. I don't have to yell at him down here. But, it is a constant thing. Oh, from Joann's? Occasionally. I have a lot of their K&C brand and their Eddie Bauer brand, because that seems to be the only two brands that are natural fibers. They have a K&C 2-weight donut wool, single ply wool. It's beautiful. I've got one donut of it, and it's beautiful, but it's so expensive. That's why I've only got one. I'm hoping it maybe goes away and then they'll mark it way down and I can go get some more. But yeah, I don't go there unless I can get a really good deal. Your old Yorkie Poo in October adopted a bonded pair very shortly after that. Could not handle the empty nest. Aw. Oh gosh. Well, good for you. I will be heartbroken, more heartbroken than I've ever been losing a pet when Goober's time is up. He is just, he's my heart. He really is. I've never been this close to a dog. Good tips for beginner crocheter. YouTube University. I learned everything I know from YouTube. Everything. Schnauzer mix is adorable and did our hearts good. My mom used to love schnauzers. Mom and dad loved schnauzers. We had one when I was a young kid. His name was Nicky. And then they had another schnauzer later in life. Her name was, Annie belonged to my sister. They had another schnauzer later in life. His name was Finnegan. And Finnegan was so funny. When my mom would walk him, he would back up a tree and poop on the tree. I saw him do it. Schnauzers are cute dogs. They are. Yeah, I've never seen one do it since then, but he definitely backed up a tree and pooped on the tree. Yeah. It is funny. So, serial killer, what's your first name, if you don't mind me asking? I've got a piece of paper here with names. And are you subscribed to my channel? I'm just going to put cereal. Elizabeth. Oh, that's my daughter's middle name. Elizabeth. So you're just beginning. When did you start crocheting? You've got some beautiful yarns, and I love that you share it with us. Oh, I love beautiful yarn. I love fancy yarn. And, I don't buy it unless I can get an extremely good deal on it. And I don't know if either of you have been crocheting long enough to remember Knit Crate. Donna, you might remember Knit Crate. I got a lot of yarn from them, and it was shortly after I started crocheting that they were going out of business and selling their yarns super dirt cheap. So I remember it came in a huge box. I got so much yarn from them, and it was selling for like $6 a hank for premium yarn. Yep. And I subscribed to one of their monthly boxes for a little while. But then they went out of business and sold everything at such a bargain. Oh my gosh. I still have quite a bit of it. But, I don't know if you remember the big sale they had, but the more you bought, the bigger the discount. So if you bought a quantity of 7, you'd get a 70% discount, something crazy like that. But it ended up being like $6 a hank. I got so much. Oh my gosh. So that spoiled me, really. And then I've got this local yarn store, and they have a whole section on one of their back walls where it's all just discontinued yarn, and it's always at a steal, just a steal. I got animal fiber from them for as little as $2 a ball. No, you can't. I mean, $2 a ball for wool or for alpaca. I was getting hanks of alpaca for $2. I'm in Missouri, and I still have a lot of that yarn. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I can't pass up a deal like that. And that's why I bought those 6 hanks of Expression Fiber Arts. You can't get hand-dyed yarn for $10. Brand new. You just can't. So, yes, please. I was excited. And this yarn that I'm waiting on, another subscriber friend of mine, her name's Joyce. Her username is Yarn Motivated. You may have seen her. She sends me this text. I was actually shooting a video while she was texting me, and I think I mentioned seeing it as I was recording. And she was telling me about this online store that had marked this this set of minis down, and then she got a discount code to get even more of a discount. So she shared that code with me, and she and I bought that yarn. It's a patriotic fade. I can't wait to see it. Patriotic fade. And I want to say it's like 13 minis in this set. She's already gotten hers. She got hers yesterday. Mine is hung up in some dirty post office somewhere. Oh, I can't wait to see it. Oh, I just can't wait. I am so excited. I don't know what I was thinking that I could hold myself to a yarn ban. It's hard this time of year because everybody is doing Black Friday and Cyber Monday and all these great deals that, I get FOMO really bad. I really do. So she and I have already picked out this pattern that we're going to make. It's a Mariana Mueller pattern. It's a shawl or a rectangular wrap, I think it is. And we're both going to make that either during or right after we finish making this Advent wrap that we're both doing at the same time. So that's been a lot of fun. Holding yourself to the yarn. I think you need to take advantage of the deals if you can. That's just it. If I can. Sometimes I put myself in a very compromising position for the sake of a yarn deal, and that's not a good thing. It's not a good thing. So, luckily I made, what did I figure I made? $75, I think, at market last Saturday, selling those 6 things. So I sold a $30 hat, a $15 hat, that's $45. Let's see, a $30 cowl. So that's 75. Let's see. Was the cowl 30? I think it was 30. So that's 75 right there. And then $3 for the washcloth. So that's 78. And then 2 hats that totaled 10. So $88. $88. So that did more than paid for that fade set. So I was glad. Yeah, I was glad I did that. So I'll probably be going back in January. But, people will be recovering from, Christmas spending. So I don't know that anybody would want to be frivolous and, purchase. They may purchase hats. Who can't use a good wool hat? And then there's that woman, the story I was telling about the woman that wants the teal blue beret. So she told me, she texted me the other day and said, go ahead and take both of those. She thought I was going to do market this Saturday. She said, go ahead and take both of those and I'll look at them on Saturday. So I'm going to see if I can't get those over to my sister, maybe Friday. I think I'm going to go to Knitcraft on Friday to get some yarn for a friend of mine and look at the Anzula again. That's true. Snuggly warm things may be irresistible. Yep. That's the great thing about this woman that wants the beret. She insists on wool. Most people don't really care one way or the other whether it's synthetic or not. But the people that tend to go to this market are more health oriented. They're there for a good, healthy food. So because of that, I would think they'd be more inclined to want natural fibers, right? You have to have the right audience when you're selling natural fibers, because you want them to appreciate the quality of what you made. This would not feel like this with acrylic. I don't care. I know I'm sounding like a snob, and I am, but I don't care what acrylic you use. It's not going to feel like this. And, it may last a lifetime. I'm sure wool doesn't last. Well, I don't know. I don't know what the shelf life is of wool versus synthetic. Yeah, but most people, Donna, that go there, they're there to buy food. They're not really there to buy stuff. I don't eat cereal, Elizabeth. I don't eat cereal. It's not good for you. It's got all kinds of gross chemicals in it. Not good for you. I try to tell my son not to eat it. He's, how old is he now? He just turned 38. Yeah, he just turned 38. And he likes his cereal. Nope, even if it's organic, I don't eat cereal. I usually don't eat that early in the morning either. And when I do have breakfast, it's usually something a little heartier, like eggs on toast. That's my favorite breakfast. Eggs on toast. And I try to get organic, locally grown eggs. Try to. Hard in the wintertime because they're not laying. So, what is everybody making right now? I've got 4 people in here, but only 2 people talking. What's everybody making? Hi, Tina. How are you? Thanks for coming in. I'm going to push this back a little bit more. There. Yeah, fresh eggs, local eggs, they are the best. For more than one reason. Number one, you know where they came from. Number two, you know that they're not being raised in some building where they can't even move around. And yeah, they just taste better. And they're better for you. Just popped in. I'm making a crocheted zipper pouch cover. I've thought about doing that. Okay, so I've seen how people do that with the zipper. So how are you attaching the cover to the existing pouch, assuming that's what you're doing? Coasters is a good idea, Elizabeth. I just sewed in the ends of a Christmas throw for a friend. I typically do not crochet for gifts, but she is crochet worthy. Awesome. I was sitting in bed last night sewing in ends on a corner to corner, a big corner to corner rectangle wrap that I made like 2 years ago. Still hadn't sewn the ends in. Okay, so when you stitch it on, are you stitching into the fabric on the side of the zipper? Because that fascinates me. And I would be interested in trying that someday. Oh, with thread. Okay. But do you go into the material that's on the side of the zipper? Or are you going into the material of the pouch? Because I've seen people put holes along the sides of the zipper, and then they stitch into the side of the zipper. You know, Donna, it's funny you mentioned that because I saw 2 different kinds of weighted blankets. One that uses beads and one that just uses heavy yarn. I decided not to go with the beads, although that was my first choice. But I thought that can't be very comfortable, especially if she wanted to use it without a blanket underneath it or a sheet. Plus, can you imagine washing and drying that sucker? It would make so much noise. And my daughter's going to have a baby next month. She doesn't need to have beads rattling around in her dryer. So I decided to forego the whole bead thing. And I'm using 3 strands. Am I using 3? I think 3 strands of like 3-weight cotton. And doing a, what's the stitch? I can't think of it. It begins with an H. Herringbone. I'm doing a herringbone half double on one row and then half double on the return row on the next row. So I'm going back and forth with that. And by the time that's done, that's going to be heavy with 3 strands of 3-weight cotton. So that's the pattern I'm using. So you stitch on the cover with the thread. Stitching the cover near the zipper, but still on the canvas. Okay. Have you seen the videos, though, where they stitch it onto the side of the zipper? They take a really small crochet hook, like a 2, well, here's a 2 millimeter. So like a 2 millimeter, and stab the material on the side of the zipper. And then they do like a single crochet between those holes. I've been wanting to try that because that would be really cool. Like if you're making a purse and you want to put a zipper in the purse, you just make your purse and then you stitch the zipper into the sides of the purse. Yeah, it looks really easy. The hardest part would be poking the holes into the side of the zipper. Some zippers might be harder than others. I don't know. I'm not a seamstress, so I don't work with zippers, but that might be kind of fun. Excuse me. How big is the pouch, Tina? I hope I'm not keeping my son up. I'm below my bedroom, so hopefully he can't really hear me, but he probably can. And Goober sleeping. Yeah, I should be crocheting right now. I tend to crochet more at night than I do earlier in the day. 8 by 8, that's a good size. Are you making it for yourself or somebody else? And what's the design? Did anybody see the scarf I made? I did a short with the scarf that I made today. That was a lot of fun. It was easy. It was so easy. Oh my gosh. I may make another one tomorrow. I'm just sitting here trying to think of what yarn I have that would make a good scarf. It was really super easy. Does anybody have a Centro or an Addy knitting machine? It's for a gift. I'm doing a single crochet and I will make up the rest as I go. I'm not following a pattern. It's so cool, Donna. It's so cool. I had this King Cole yarn, and it's a wool blend. It's mostly synthetic, but it's got about 30% wool in it. But it's like the Lion Brand Landscapes. No, it's more like the Red Heart Unforgettable. Landscapes is a little thicker, so it's like the Red Heart Unforgettable. But anyway, the colors, I don't really care for the colors. What I could see, it was a lot of, it was just really colorful. So I'm doing it on the Centro, and I'm realizing, oh, this is a rainbow. These are rainbow colors. So I wasn't sure if I would have enough to make a hat or if I had enough to continue and make a scarf. So I'm just whining and whining and whining. I'm getting close to 130 rounds, and I still have plenty of yarn. So I'm like, here I go. I'm making a scarf. And at first I thought, I don't know if any of you guys know about circular knitting machines, but if you have plans to keep the edge straight instead of cinching it closed, if you have plans to keep it straight, then you need to add waste yarn so that you can stitch the ends together and make a squared off end instead of a cinched end. So that's what I was going to do to begin with. And I don't like using waste yarn. The 2 times that I've tried it, my ends just look like crap because I can't really see the stitches very well. And it's just not fun. So I thought, I'm going to do what Ellen did at Ellen's Crochet channel. I don't know if you guys look at her channel, but she just did a scarf recently, and she just cinched both ends shut and put pom-poms on the end of them. So that's what I did. She made her own pom-poms. I used the fake fur pom-poms on mine. And, it's rainbow colors, and both sides unbelievably are symmetrical. And then I was going to put white pom-poms on the end, but then I decided, no, I'm going to use red. So I've got 2 really pretty red pom-poms, fur pom-poms on the end of this scarf. It turned out so cute, and it's perfect length. I think I'm going to continue with single crochet throughout and then cross stitch a cactus. Or oh, that would be cool. Hi, Holly, or Heather Holly. What's your first name? Is it Heather or Holly? I've heard of people doing cross stitch over single crochet. That's intriguing, considering I used to cross stitch. But yeah, that does sound cute. I don't think I could cross stitch a cactus though without a pattern, without a graph diagram. I don't think I could. I was watching Ivy. Ivy was doing a live earlier at Ivy B Creates. Heather is my first name. Nice to meet you, Heather. But anyway, Ivy and Heather is Ivy. Ivy was wearing a beanie with a flip-up brim, and she made a flat Grinch, like an applique, and she stuck it behind the brim of the hat, and he stuck out in the hat. And I thought, that made the wheels turn. You could do that with anything. Make a hat and then stitch some sort of flat something. You could do a star, or you could do a heart, and just stick it in the brim. That's just the coolest idea. That is such a cool idea. Isn't it? I think that's a cool idea. I'm going to have to go through my hats now and see what kind of appliques would be cool in those. It'd have to be tall enough to fit inside the brim and stick out through the top of it against the hat. That just sounds like a lot of fun. Yeah, it's on Ivy's channel, but I don't think you necessarily have to see what it looks like. It's your basic brim up beanie, and then make whatever you want to stick inside the brim and then poke out. Can you imagine how many looks you'd get if you wore that outside? That would be so funny. That would be a lot of fun. Imagine the things that you could make to put in there. A lot. Oh, boy. I like the wrap. Oh, thank you. I love it. It's nice and warm. This is a from Expression Fiber Arts. It's called Chauncey. Thank you, Heather. I love it. It's huge. It's beyond my wingspan. And there's the point. Yeah, it's big. And it's warm. Shandy, I do too. She has some great yarn, and she has some great patterns. I was thinking of a brim like a baseball hat, not on the beanie. Can tell it is past my bedtime. Sure was nice visiting with you, and we'll see you on your next video. Thank you, Donna, for popping in. It was nice chatting with you and getting to know you a little bit. Oh, Ivy, speak of the devil. I was just talking about you. And I was telling them about the beanie you were wearing with the Grinch sticking out of it. That was the cutest hat. Tell me how you made the Grinch. Is he just flat or is he stuffed or what? And is he permanently attached to the hat or did you just stick him in there? That's really made my wheels turn. You could do that with anything. You could put anything in there. You know, you could make a star or a flower or a beer bottle or, God, anything, a wine bottle. You can make anything to put inside the brim of that hat. Use double-sided tape. Okay, so when you stitch that Grinch, it was just an applique. He's not stuffed or anything. He's just single-sided Grinch. I've never done an applique, so I don't know. That's really cool. And then you made the eyes with beads. That was even cooler. I don't think I'd go that far. Where did you get that idea? Did you just come up with that idea? Or did you see it somewhere? I was just telling everybody in here about it, and here you pop in. Double-sided tape, that would work really well. That's just the cutest idea I think I've seen in a long time. Well, I am too. Probably more than you. But I've got plenty of brimmed hats that I could figure something out to put in those brims, or just make a bunch of appliques and then, you know, display it at a market, stick one of the appliques in the hat, and then people be like, "Oh, I want the hat. Can you make me this applique?" That's really cool. Yeah. And then where did you get the Grinch pattern? You said it was from somebody that didn't speak English? Bunny wrap. Yeah, you could do bunny ears. You could just have bunny ears sticking out, and maybe like the top of the bunny with the ears and just the eyes and the nose. Oh, that would be so cute. But, you know, how many people wear beanies during Easter time? Yeah, I'm going to work on that. After the first of the year, I'm going to work on that. That is such a cool idea. Why doesn't anybody else do that? Why don't you see that in the stores? Beanies with little characters coming out the top. That is just so cute. Yeah, Ivy said that the pattern was not easy to follow. The translation, she tried to follow the translation, but it didn't match what she was seeing on the video. So she just winged it. But, you know, she's much smarter than me when it comes to crochet. So, you know, she's a designer. She can figure all that out. I don't think I'd be able to. If the pattern's no good, I'm not going to be able to figure it out. You know, I'm like that in a lot of ways. I can't really go off of any recipe, whether it's a crochet recipe or a food recipe. I can't tweak it unless I make it right the first time, or I make it the first time. Then I kind of know what's going on, and I can tweak it the next time. But I can't do that when I'm in the middle of it and trying to follow the pattern. It just doesn't work for me. My brain doesn't work that way. But I'm gonna look into that. Look up some ideas for. Oh, here's my phone. On YouTube by Petra Pearl. Petraperle. Oh, is she Dutch? I wonder if she's Dutch. Oh my gosh. Look at that. That's too cute. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I think she's Dutch. That's too stinking cute. Oh my gosh. There's the Grinch. There's the Grinch. That is so cute. Oh my gosh. Yeah, she's either Dutch or German. Look at the armadillo. Or is that a sloth? That's a sloth. And a pig and a polar bear and a teddy bear and a dog and a cat. Oh my gosh. Oh, there's the big mouse. I've seen those. I'm off to bed. Have a nice night. Okay, thanks, Heather. Thanks for coming in. I see the pig. I see the pig. That is so cute. Oh my gosh. But his nose has to be stuffed, right?
Heute häkle ich mit dir eine weitere Mütze mit einem netten Tier, das so hinter dem Rand sitzt und nach vorne schaut. Und zwar ist es heute ein Schwein.
Yeah, she's German. She's German. Oh my gosh, that's so cute. I'm going to have to watch that on my TV. But you said that the translation did not match what she was doing on screen, Ivy. Which part did you have to fudge on with the Grinch? It's late where you are. Shoulder math didn't add up. Okay. How long did it take you to make him? I bet it only took you less than an hour. Okay, I'm going to subscribe to her and I'm going to watch. Those sheep are adorable. Oh my gosh. Those have to be stuffed. At least their faces have to be stuffed. Yeah, I'm sure it was quick. Oh my gosh. That's just too cute. Okay, so I can tell that the Grinch is flat, but everything else looks like the bear. His nose has to be stuffed, which, it's small. But they're so adorable. Oh my gosh, they're stinking adorable. There's the dog. My son would love that one with the dog. Maybe his nose isn't stuffed. It just goes over the brim of the hat, so it looks stuffed. Oh my gosh, it's so cute. My son would wear that. That's adorable. I'm going to have to watch that tomorrow. Yeah, it wouldn't be much. Ivy, have you ever done or wanted to do one of those octopus hats? Squid hats. Have you seen them? Have you done them? Have you thought about doing them? My son wants one so bad, but I don't think I could do it. Yes, you've seen them, or yes, you've done them. Hi, Samantha. I am making the Mrs. Fezziwig wrap shawl, rectangular shawl. It's a paid pattern on Ravelry. Who's the designer? Oh gosh, Something wool. No, I can't think of her name. But if you look up Mrs. Fezziwig, seen them, not done them yet. Do you agree that that would be really challenging and hard, Ivy? I think it would be. My son wants one so bad. And then the other day, I stumbled upon this pillow pattern, and it's a dragon's eye. It's a dragon's eye. And he's like, oh, Mom, you could sell those. You don't think it would be hard? That octopus hat or squid. I don't know if it's squid or an octopus. I think it's octopus. I think it would be hard. Uh-oh. I must be talking too loud. I think I hear my son walking around. I have a word on my forehead. Why do I hear walking around upstairs? What in the... Did he just get up and blow his nose? It sounded like a vacuum cleaner. I hope not. No, Ivy, I missed your eye. Can you guys hear that? Sounds like a vacuum cleaner on a wood floor. I know he's getting over a cold. He had a cold last week. That was a weird noise. Where can I see your eye? Well, I have to look up your video last week. I'm gonna look it up. Oh gosh. What the heck? Can you hear that? It's not like him to get up after he goes to bed. Because he gets up at like 5 o'clock in the morning. Goober doesn't seem to be alarmed. Ivy, I'm not seeing the eye on your forehead. Well, it's got to be him, because if someone broke in, Bean would be making all kinds of racket. Oh, his phone fell. Freaked me out. My gosh. And then the vacuum sound must have been him going to the bathroom and blowing his nose. Oh my gosh. He was half asleep, he said. I was in Jen. Oh, okay. I'll have to go and look at hers. Jen. Live. Oh my gosh. What in the world? Did you do that all with beads, Ivy? Or was that an applique? That is insane. You need to do that for Halloween. Oh, that would freak people out. That's too freaky, Ivy. That's one of the craziest things I've ever seen. Yeah, thankfully he's okay. Yeah, that was very unusual for something like that to happen. He goes to bed between 9 and 10, and usually he probably doesn't fall asleep right away because I hear him watching videos sometimes. But usually he doesn't get back up before I go to bed. But when I didn't hear the dogs making a racket, I wasn't too worried about it. I just didn't know what it was. So yeah, it could have been a ghost. I still hear creaking up there. So on that Grinch, Ivy, did she crochet the eye and you just wanted to do beads? I'm gonna watch her videos tomorrow because I want to make one. I'm gonna go get one of my hats that I made with a brim and see what I should make. I don't have that many brimmed hats. I never did find that yarn, by the way. So I went ahead and started that hat just using the fingering weight yarn by itself, that blue that I showed this morning. I don't know where that yarn is. Does anybody else do that? Lose their yarn? Okay, Tina, thanks for popping in. I'm about ready to go to bed too. It's 11 o'clock here. Ivy, I seem to recall you stay up late. Is that right? I think you stay up really late. You don't sleep much. If I remember that right. Yep. I used to be, but this monster has me up usually between 8:30 and 9, and I really have to have 8 hours. And thankfully Bean is in his crate in the basement and he doesn't make any noise. So I'm happy about that. I really wished I would have gotten that yarn today. I'm really sad I didn't get it. I hope I get it tomorrow. Ivy, you missed me talking about my yarn I'm supposed to get tomorrow. I should have gotten it last Friday, but it's a patriotic fade from this dyer called Chicken Lady, and I am so excited to get it. I already have a plan for it, which is unusual for me, but I am so excited to get it. Very excited to get it. I don't know why USPS can't get their stuff together. They just can't get their stuff together. I mean, they misdeliver mail. They're late delivering mail all the time. I got my neighbor's mail a couple weeks ago. God only knows what mail I don't get. My sister sent me a check for those slippers that I made, and the first check, the first letter she sent was a $20 bill. I still haven't seen that. So if it went to one of my neighbors, they probably opened it knowing it probably had money in it. So I doubt I'll see that. So then she sent me a check, and it was in my informed delivery. Well, it didn't come that day. So it came, I think, 2 days later. But one of my subscribers, this is the best story. I think I've told this story on a video before. One of my subscribers wanted me to make her a shawl that she could give to a friend of hers. So she sent me a check for the shawl. So I'm waiting for the check. And I see it in my informed delivery. So I'm expecting it, of course, that day. It didn't come that day. It didn't come the next day. It didn't come the next week. And I told her. So what did we do then? I think she PayPal'd it to me. I think. So I got the money. And then, you're not going to believe this. 4 months later, 4 months, I get the letter with her check in it. Not only is that unbelievable that it took 4 months, I'm not kidding when I say this envelope was not in the shape that you would think it would be in. It was pristine, as though she filled it out and handed it directly to me. There was not a footprint on it. There was not a bent corner. Pristine. Explain that to me. Where was that letter that it stayed spotless? It was clean as the day she sent it. 4 months later. I want to know where that envelope was for 4 months. Where it didn't get dirty. Unbelievable. I couldn't believe it. So then I she gave me the money, so she wanted me to make her another shawl. So I did. Oh, no, what she sent it to me for was a shawl that I had already made. She wanted for herself. Okay. So when I finally got the check, I asked her what she wanted me to do with it. I think that was it. And she wanted me to make her another shawl for her friend. I think that was it. Pretty sure that was it. So I've made her 2. She paid for 2. So that's my story. And with that, I think I am going to turn in. Goober's ready to go to bed. He's sleeping. I'll turn off the lights down here and he may just stay down here. I don't know. But I'm glad I was able to get 3 packages with labels on them ready to go out the mail tomorrow. And hopefully they'll get where they need to go before Christmas. All right, Ivy, thanks so much for popping in. I really appreciate when you support your fellow creators. I really do. I wish I did better at that. I'd be hopping around watching crochet creators all day long. And there's other stuff I want to watch. So I appreciate anytime you pop in to watch me. I really do. Go look at my scarf that I made today. It's so cute. It's really cute. It's super cute. All right. Good night, everybody. Take care. I'll be back on tomorrow to show day 17 of my Advent yarn. So till then, good night. Thanks again. Take care, everybody. God bless.